Sphere Finance continues to build their ecosystem. In this video, we're going to take a look at Cone. Is it a pylon or is it an actual cone? We're going to take a look at that, as well as we're also going to take a look at what does this mean and how is it going to help the Sphere ecosystem. So stay tuned and enjoy the video. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Eric here and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a great day and are doing well. If you guys are new to the channel, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord. We're always talking in here. We're always having a good time doing some giveaways as well, so definitely come in here. There is going to be a link in the description below. But today's video is centered around Sphere Finance, and you're probably wondering, well, what is the price of Sphere right now? It's sitting around 0.0096, so just hovering around the 1 cent mark. And then you're probably going to say, well, Eric, why would I invest in a token that is not even worth 1 cent? And this is basically not financial advice, but I'm going to tell you guys what's happening with Sphere's ecosystem and exactly what they are doing nowadays. So first and foremost, the reason why people invest in stocks or crypto is they want their token or their stock to go up in value, and then you obviously make money if your price goes up. Now, there are several ways the price can go up. One is just basically people buying this token and then the price is going to go up. And another is the team can actually burn tokens and thus reduce the circulating supply. So it makes it more scarce because there's a limited supply as they continue to do these buybacks and burns, and that also increases the price because there's less tokens in circulation, which then means that there's less token. And if the demand is still high, well, you can obviously understand basic economics, the price is going to go up. Now, what we just heard Simsala say over the day today, he tweets out, Binance, it's game over. And you may be asking yourself, well, what in the world does this mean? Binance, I mean, I thought we were talking about Sphere. Sphere is on Polygon. It's not on the BSC smart chain. So what's going on here? But they are actually coming out with a new exchange, which is called Cone Exchange, and this exchange is going to be the exact same thing that Dystopia is for the Polygon network. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Dystopia, essentially Dystopia is a massive exchange on the Polygon network for people to come and swap stable to stable. There are also some volatile pairs on this, but they are making it easy for people to do a swap of stable coins to stable coins with the lowest fees that there are. So they are trying to compete against Curve and Convex. So in this case, Cone.exchange or just Cone Exchange is going to be that Dystopia, but it's going to be on the Binance Smart Chain. So if we just take a look at some quick stats of Dystopia, this has only been active for a few months, I believe. It's very new and not a whole lot of the community knows about it unless you're invested in Sphere or other protocols that are incubated by Sphere. But here we see that there is a liquidity on Dystopia of about 17 million, and the volume over the last 24 hours was around 2.2 million, and Sphere, or Dystopia in this case, is actually generating fees every single time there is a transaction done on Dystopia. Now, if you're wondering, how is that helping Sphere? Well, Sphere is actually the ones that incubated Dystopia, which means that they are going to get a portion of those fees, and they can then go ahead and buy this Sphere token in the open market and then send it to the burn wallet, thus burning the token and reducing its circulating supply in the hopes of increasing the Sphere price. But now if we go on to Cone Exchange, this is all going to be done on the Binance Smart Chain. And as we know, BSC is basically Binance, and thus this tweet by Simsala saying that Binance, it's game over because they are introducing Cone, which is going to be a stable swap, and it's also going to have some volatile pairs there at the lowest fees we've seen on BSC. So let's take a look at this v3.3 because this is also important. It's not been done on BSC yet. And the whole point of this system is to incentivize trading on this Because people using a platform like Cone or Dystopia can actually go and incentivize whichever liquidity pool they want in order to gain more rewards. So let's go ahead and talk about what Cone is and why is it so important for the Binance Smart Chain. So here we see that Cone is going to charge 0.01% swap fees on stable swaps, and then you also have a 0.05% on volatile swaps, which is basically going to be, let's say, your wrapped Ethereum to USDC. So first and foremost, I don't think any swaps out there. I think PancakeSwap is 0.25%. So here we see that Cone is going to be 1/5 of what PancakeSwap charges, and even smaller for swap stable coins. So this is awesome. And here, if you want a bit more background on where people go when swapping, they basically say that when you want to swap a stable to stable pair, you are probably going to Curve, and then when you want to swap between volatile assets, you're most likely going to PancakeSwap or any other DEX. So what Cone is going to do is it's going to be that one decentralized exchange where you can have the lowest fees for both stable swaps as well as volatile swaps. Now, if you understand that, the second part and probably the most exciting part is this here, because classic DEXs usually incentivize liquidity. As you provide liquidity, you are rewarded for that. But a v3.3 solution like Cone or like Dystopia, they are actually incentivizing trading fees. So here we see that users who stake the native governance token of Cone for vCone, and in the case of Dystopia, it is Dist or vDist, which is basically the vote escrowed of Dist or Cone. They are going to have the power to basically direct Cone emissions to their preferred liquidity pools. So in the case of Cone and in the case of Dystopia, liquidity providers earn emissions from their deposits based on the voting decisions of vCone holders, and vCone holders receive the trading fees for the pools they direct emissions to. So this is where the whole aspect of incentivizing trading fees comes into play. It's the exact same thing as Dystopia. And if we talk about utilities, well, this is going to be the first DEX on BSC that's going to have deep liquidity, and you're also going to be able to have a volatile swap as well as a stable swap at the lowest fee possible. And now if they do have deep liquidity, well, your slippage is going to be very low, so you're not going to be losing much on your trades. Protocols are going to be able to participate and buy Cone in order to lock it for vCone, and then use that to incentivize whichever liquidity pool they want and earn more emissions and rewards that way. And as well as the whole concepts of bribes from protocols and DAOs to vote for their preferred liquidity pools, which is another way that your liquidity providers actually make money for providing liquidity. So this is super interesting. Again, if you are familiar with Dystopia, it's very similar, but this is all going on Binance Smart Chain. And as we know, BSC is massive in the DeFi space. It's obviously one of the most heard of blockchain. I think most people start with BSC just because of the low fees, and they're attracted to this, and Binance being so big. Well, I just see the immense potential that Sphere is going to try and capture on the Binance Smart Chain. So this is going to be Cone. This is basically your Dystopia, and they also plan on bringing something else, which is going to be an aggregator to actually get more rewards from Cone, similar to Penrose is to Dystopia. And if you haven't understood anything I said, or you've only understood bits and pieces, the most important thing you need to understand is the fact that Cone is going to bring another source of revenue for the Sphere ecosystem, for them to actually be able to grow this ecosystem, continue the development, as well as do buybacks and burns of the Sphere token, thus increasing the price of the Sphere token. So with all of that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace.